Sorry guys, I went to hit pause with the glove on and it X'd out the camera. That stopped it. I pulled this out anyway. I popped it out. It can only go in one way. I mean, the rest of it, there's videos on cleaning them, but this is just to show that you can take a primer one and turn it into an auto choke one. That's the main thing. We're gonna find out for sure in about 10 minutes, but this wasn't too bad. It had a little bit of stale gas in it. That's the rest of the jets and whatever, the uptake, you know. Or, yeah, no, that's the one, that's the emulsion tube shooting the gas up to meet up with the air. So it, you know how, well, if you don't know how a carburetor works, watch a video on it. It's mixing air and fuel together and putting it through the intake manifold into the combustion chamber. That's what a carburetor's job does. It meters the fuel. Like cars today, instead of having a carburetor, they have fuel injection. That's the same thing. It meters the fuel that way, electronically. But at one time, cars also had carburetors. Alright, listen, I almost had a bad day because this separates. See that piece right there in the center? It separates there and from right where these two pieces meet. You can take that off to clean it better. I tried and I almost broke it, and I didn't need to anyway because all the jets are clear. That one, that area is clear. They're all clear. So that thing's clean. So I almost had a bad day trying to get that off for nothing. So if you don't have to take that off, don't. Because you can hear the two pieces of plastic fighting each other, going squeak, 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 trying to get that off. Forget it. It would have snapped because it started getting real, it got stuck. And if you had tried to keep turning it, it would have just snapped it. And then I would have been screwed because the other one's no good. So I just hope that's where the jetting is. That thing. I hope they're the same. Otherwise, I got to attempt to clean that, and that thing looks horrendous. Alright, now I'm going to clean the rest of it. There really isn't too much else to it. It's just, a couple, just a few small areas. And then just the plastic, get all the crap out of it, and it's done. Put it back together. So, and the needle, the hinge, float, and then that's it. Put it back together. One thing you got to be careful about with these carburetors is this piece right here. It goes down the throat into there, and you see this hole on the bottom here. That's where this piece comes up. Alright, it fell out while I was cleaning the carburetor outside of the tent. Now see, that's got to line up so that this thing can go down in there, so you got to get it just right, and it's not right now, so I got to keep messing with it. I think it might pop back in, but you got to get it to pop back in the right way first. Alright, one of these. Pain in the butt. I'm doing this one-handed. I have a GoPro, but I don't, the thing's weird. I could put that on my head and I could use that, and I could film everything perfectly, but that thing, I don't know. It's weird. It's not like a regular camera. It doesn't have it's got one button. It's not, why doesn't it have play, stop like a regular camera and all that? And then you got to take the thing in and edit it on the computer. The way I'm doing it right now, just doing it with the cell phone, and I'm going right straight to YouTube with it. I don't have to hook into another device, but I'm gonna be doing that soon enough. So hang on, let me get this thing out of here. I think, okay, I was gonna take a break, and then it didn't happen. I got thrown off my game. I was gonna take a break, okay, and then I realized, like I said about that whole situation, that I probably overreacted a little bit. Not a little bit. I did. I overreacted. And, you know, I'm just adjusting to things. That's all. We'll be alright. Tomorrow's Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. This winter actually went by pretty quick, at least for me. It went by much quicker than they usually do. But, you know, after Easter, that's pretty much it. It's straight to summer next. That's the next one. But Christmas was just around the corner, it seems like, this time. I don't know why that is for me, but this year it just kind of really went fast. So, alright, let me get that in there perfectly lined up. Alright, I got it. It just presses back into place. I had to use this to kind of grab it and get it centered down, and then once that was in place, in position, I was able to pop this back in, and that holds that where it's supposed to be. Next step is the float needle and float, and then the bottom piece goes back on, and then we're going to put those pieces from that autochoke carburetor onto this primer carburetor, and then we should be ready to put it on back onto the machine, which it's raining. But I wanted to get this done now and not have to do it tomorrow on Easter. That's it. And that bottom goes back on. So this is a two-porter now. Bottom one piece can only go on one way. It only fits on one way. And just so you know, you can do this with a lot of carburetors. Like, say for instance you have the older, like an older style Tecumseh. It has this kind of linkage, but you want the kind for the choke, but you want the kind where the choke has a choke knob. Those, if you want, you pop the butterfly out from here, right, with a pair of pliers, this will pull right out, up and out, and you can put the other kind in. So let's see if that part's different too, because if it is, then I gotta swap it. All right, that's what it looks like here. And that's what this one looks like. Let's see. Nope, that part's the same. Alright? But the other part, the way you're going to get that out is by... Hold on. Okay, this one right here. You got to pull this butterfly up out of here with a pair of pliers. And then this piece with the spring comes up and out. The other piece, this one, I think, from the looks of it, it's gonna be held, it looks like, oh yeah, okay. It's held in just like that cap was. That plastic cap on the other one, it's held in the same exact way. So, I am noticing slight differences internally, so hey, no guarantees it's gonna work for sure, but this is all a test right now. Like that one's got a white inner plastic piece. It's a little bit different. I don't know if it's different, but it's white. But let me work on getting these pieces off. These are the pieces we need for that carburetor, and we'll see if it's gonna work or not. I hope so. See, that's out. That piece on top now is gonna pull right up and out, but I gotta also figure out about the other piece. Maybe once I pull this up out first. See, these plastic pieces, they're like, they've got those, once you pop them in like this, you gotta squeeze them. They gotta be squeezed. All right, so hang on. All right, look, I got it. I pulled it with my hand like this. I worked it all out and it popped out. Now I'm gonna clean the crap off of it. And we're gonna put this stuff into the other one. All right, here's the other carburetor. And here's where this piece goes, right here. I'm gonna pop that in, all right? It went in It's a little loose at the moment, but it's got another piece that's got a hook with it, so I got to put this piece in now. Right there. See it? Where it was on the other one. Alright, it's on there. Now I just got to put the this piece back in. With the pliers. That's it. It's ready to go back on the engine. It just pops onto the manifold. Both linkages are ready to be hooked up. As long as this stays in place, that's the only thing I'm worried about. It's a little bit, you know, I don't know. Unless I can try to pop it in more. Maybe that's what it is. It's got to be pushed a little bit harder. Maybe. Hold on. Nope. You can't push it any harder. But I looked at that one. It's identical. So I don't know if it was... I don't know what the heck that's about. But I don't know. It's in. So it's ready to go on back on that engine. Let's see what happens. Alright, it's on the engine. That plastic thing goes into that groove. So that kind of holds that firm. The only thing I need to do now... Also, I'm not sure if this is in the correct position or if this is supposed to be on the other side of that piece of plastic. I'll know in a second. I'm going to put some gas in here. We're going to try starting it the way it is. If it starts and runs, then we know we're good. If it starts and runs properly. So, let me put a little bit of gas in. We're going to find out right now. And if it does run properly, I'll put the air filter back on. And then I'm done. Because it is raining. But so like I said, tomorrow's Easter. I'd rather do this now than tomorrow, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this tomorrow. I'm going to show the outcome real quick, alright? Because it's raining and also it's dark and it's getting late. At first the carburetor was leaking, it stopped. When I first went to start it, it was like seized. I had to loosen the blade with by hand a little bit. Once I did that, it was a little tough to start at first. Then it did start and it ran. And then once it got running good, it was fine. It smoked a bit, but the oil level's good. So I'm not sure what that's about. But hang on, it doesn't sound healthy. But it may just need to be ran for a little bit. Hold on. It's hard to do this. See, it's hard to get a full swing on this thing without Alright. There it goes. See, you can hear it doesn't sound very healthy when you go to first start it. It wants to kind of, you know what I mean? And then it finally... There it goes. I can't run it any longer than that, but once it gets running, it's pretty much good. So I gotta see if it's just because I don't have the air filter on. Cause see, it's getting this oil out the vent. Oh, you know, the vent hose. Old dirty oil's coming out the vent hose. So like, I'm not sure if it just needs to be adjusted. And then, I hope the carburetor is not leaking again. Yep, it might be. But it was running perfect. Once it gets running, it was running perfect with that. So it needs to be fine-tuned when it's not raining and not dark. So I think you can swap a primer carb to an autochoke carburetor successfully. That's the outcome of the video. So it can be done. The other problems with the motor are different issues. It's not, well, other than the carburetor maybe leaking, that I have to take care of. That's probably the needle and seat or the float. But the other issue has nothing to do with the carburetor. Probably just has to be run for a little while to get it burning off all the crap. Alright? Thanks for watching, guys. Later.